1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go! 31 Days of Horror! Oops, all werewolves. This is day number 23. And with me today is my regular co-host, Honeybee. How you doing, Honeybee?
Hello. Hey, y'all. Doing great. Just werewolfing it up, baby.
We're finally going to talk about the first of two Blood Moon movies. There are actually more than two movies with that title. Most of them are horror movies, but at least two of them are werewolf movies.
Yeah, so a little, if you haven't been listening to 31 Days of Horror, we had this list and we're like, you pick werewolf movie, you watch it, and we happened to watch two separate movies and then did not know it until we came to record. And
Yes,
then
that was, I take the blame for that because I picked the wrong year.
But Precious was like, oh yeah, I saw on Wikipedia that there was another Blood Moon and it was like a Western. And instantly I'm like, oh fuck, because I had watched a Western.
Yes.
Oh, it was so funny.
But I gave you the wrong year, so you watched the right one
Yeah, that's
based on the
true.
information that you had. So
But it was so funny. And so then we decided to watch them. The other person watched the other
both.
one, and here we are.
So this one we're talking about is from 2014. It is a British movie, but it is set in America. As we said, it's a Western. Directed by Jeremy Wooding. Written by Alan Reitman. It is 90 minutes. I don't see any money information. I don't have a box office. I don't have a budget.
Well, damn.
The cast is George Blagden as Jake Norman, Tom Kotcher as Lloyd Walker, Barrington Della Roche as Ahiga, Rafaela Degrutola as Jeb Norton, Sean Dooley as Calhoun, Jack Fox as Wade, Dave Fulton as Glenn, Corey Johnson as Hank Norton, Tony Law as Yancey, Eleanor Matsura as Black Deer, Amber Jean Rowland as Sarah Norman, Carrie Shale as Father Dominic, Anne Skellern as Marie, David Stern as Charlie Packman, Joan Walker as Joni Loomis, Ben Warwick as Taylor, George Webster as Henry Lester, and Ian White with a Y as Skinwalker.
Ooh.
So, this is not one that really fits in our three broad categories we've noticed. It's really kind of similar to Dog Soldiers in that it's basically a base under siege movie. Group of people are holed up in a location and a werewolf is attacking them.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear how you felt about this movie.
Well, how did you feel about it?
No, you first.
I mean, it was okay.
Well, that's
I
good.
thought it was,
I really thought you were gonna hate it.
No, it was perfectly fine. We've got a group of people on a stagecoach at one point. There's like two different stories going on that eventually come together. There's a small town sheriff, and he's noticed that, something's out there killing people. So he teams up with he basically forces this local Native American woman to help him while he goes out to look for it. And meanwhile, his cousin is on the way to town with his new bride on a stagecoach, and they pick up I don't know, a gunslinger, I guess. A former preacher turned gunslinger. There's also a priest on the stagecoach. And then there's a couple of oh no, he's not going out. He's looking for the bank robbers. That's who the first guy's looking for. These
The
these
Nortons.
two assholes. Yeah, they come into town and rob the bank, and he's completely useless. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't notice it's going on.
Also, joke's on him. The Native American woman is a werewolf. Suck
yeah,
it, nerd.
Yeah. Yes. She's not the main werewolf that we're worried about, it turns out. And actually, we never really find out anything about that werewolf,
Yeah.
which is the part that I thought was weird. There was no Werewolf Among Us type mystery. There was no reveal. Like when they kill the werewolf, it's face down and it turns back in human form, and nobody turns it over to see who it is. They just walk away. So
I
it
think
was
the
really
big
just,
reveal-
it could have been any kind of monster.
The real big reveal in this movie, for me, and I think the best reveal in this movie, was when we find out that the sheriff's wife is a whore.
Yeah, she's pretending to be classier than she is to get out of that life. So she found a guy who wanted to marry
Love
her.
it.
She's lying
Get it,
about her
bitch.
background, and somebody figures this out. I can't remember what clued
It's-
them
it's-
in, but
The Norton, it's one of the Norton brothers. Whenever she they have him tied up and he threatens her or whatever, and she puts a knife to him and she's like, "You better shut the fuck up." And he's like, "Oh, some sweet innocent girl wouldn't be as street savvy
Right.
as you. You're a prostitute." And she's like,
Therefore-
"If you." I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah,
you know how to
love
take
it.
care of yourself. Therefore, you must be a former prostitute.
Out here in the
but
wild,
she-
wild west.
She doesn't deny it though. So
She actually says, if you tell anyone, I'll deny it, bro.
yeah, these people run afoul of the Nortons, who take them hostage for no apparent reason, because it seems like they were hiding, and the Nortons just shot them for no good reason. And
Yeah, basically, they come to this spot where no one really lives except for this one dude who already got killed by the werewolf. But they go there expecting
Right.
to find this dude, and he's already been killed. And then the Nortons are also going to this place to hide their riches and shit that they stole from the bank, and find out that there's 17 people there that weren't supposed to be there. So they start going off.
they start burying the guy, and if the Nortons had just laid low, they would have buried the guy and left. But they decide that they need to shoot the priest in the head instead and take everybody hostage. It seems like a really bad plan on their part. Which it turns out to be, because then they all are under siege by a werewolf who tears some of them up pretty good.
Yeah.
The one woman who is more openly, is she a prostitute or is she just a businesswoman?
I don't think so. I think her husband ran a bar, and so she's kind of like a bartender, not a
Yes.
prostitute, but just just knows the ropes. She's a little bit more street savvy.
She does
openly
try to
street
use her-
savvy.
She tries to use her feminine wiles on the bad guys at one point.
Oh, she does. She does use
But
her
near,
feminine wiles.
yes, she succeeds, you're saying.
She succeeds. Arow.
There's a point when she's being attacked by the werewolf where she just shoots herself rather than let the werewolf tear her apart.
I was that
pretty
was
brutal.
shocking. It was so shocking. Because she kind of, her and what is it, Calhoun, kind of I don't know, kind of have this they're falling for each other. They're both kind of they're both widowed. They're sort of, and then she just straight, just boom, bullet in the brain. I was so shocked when that happened. I really thought, they were going to make it to the end of the movie together and then be with each other, and that did not happen.
No. And we think Calhoun's dead at one point, but turns out he's just mostly dead.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, this movie really took me by surprise when I first started watching it, because obviously this is the movie I watched, not the movie that you watched, but I was very like, what the hell, werewolf western? Like, okay, this is pretty crazy. But yeah, there's so much going on in this movie, and it's so quick, and there's so many like it's not comedy horror, but it kind of feels that way a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a little comedy going on.
Yeah, it's definitely got those moments, and I think that it's very, very well done for what it is.
I think in general it's not taking itself too seriously. Yeah,
for sure. I'm glad that you liked it better. I really was concerned that you were not gonna like it. When I was watching it, I was like, oh man.
What did you think I was not gonna like about it?
Well, because I think that sometimes sort of like the kind of comedy it is, like I just think that sometimes can annoy you rather than like make you laugh. Like you're like sometimes you're like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, why are they doing this? You know what I mean? And so I was kind of like, oh no, I didn't think that I wasn't sure, but I was like hoping that you did like it, but wasn't sure if you would, or if you would just think that it was ridiculous, especially because werewolves are kind of like one of your things. Like, you love, like, that's something that you really care about and that you really love. And so sometimes when it's something that you care about, anybody, it's like, if something is silly or kind of not taking that seriously or like making fun of it in a way that's not tasteful, it can just be annoying. So I didn't know if this would like annoy you or if you would enjoy it.
No, it was fine. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it was well done. It was competent. I think the wolf looked pretty good.
Yeah, he looked all right. I think I liked that he was like really big. Like he wasn't like man size. Like he was huge. Right. I really liked that.
But he is a wolf man. He is a bipedal.
Yes.
Type 3 werewolf, but a very big one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was on YouTube. I think that's the only place it was showing. Did you notice it anywhere else?
I didn't, but I only looked for it on YouTube. So I will say I think that the storyline with the sheriff or whatever he was and the Native American woman was kind of like not necessary to the plot in any way. And that was kind of stupid a little bit. But I did really like everything else going on, like the Nortons and the bank robbery shit, and then like the prostitute and her husband who doesn't know she's a prostitute and thinks she's sweet and innocent. Love that. Love that. And then I did love the other woman, the one who shot herself in the head. Oh, I loved her so much. Her sex appeal was just like, oh my God. She was so hot. And she really played it so well. And I really liked, Calhoun, and then the other guy who was like a reporter from somewhere else who came in, and they kind of pushed him around a little bit. I love that guy. I just really liked the characters in this movie. I thought everybody did a good job, and I thought everybody was like the right level of funny. You know what I mean? Because it was a werewolf movie, but like you said, no one took it too seriously. But they did great for like what it was and their characters, and I really liked it. I really liked it a lot, and I was very surprised that I liked it because it is very werewolf western for sure.
Right. It is also on Tubi and Vudu and Prime and Plex and Freevee, all free.
Wow.
It's
Oh my gosh.
supposedly to rent and buy on YouTube and Google Play, but there was a free version up there on YouTube.
Yeah, you guys should watch it. If you like werewolves, watch it. If you like westerns, watch it. If you don't like either one of those things, watch it because it's still funny. And it's worth the watch, I think, just because of how absolutely silly it is.
Well, what kind of rating are you going to give Blood Moon from 2014?
I am gonna give it. I'm gonna say, is it? I still don't know the moon phases after all this time. Is it 3? Is it 3/4 of a moon? A quarter moon? What is 4?
That would be 3/4.
Oh, I got it right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to give it 3/4.
Okay. I think I'm going to give it a half moon. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it, but I certainly didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Yeah. I really liked it. I didn't love it, but I really liked it. So yeah, I'm going to say 3/4. I also, whenever I realized that I had watched a different movie and you had watched another movie, I thought oh, there's no way that your movie could be cooler than my movie. And, boy, I man, was I wrong, but we'll get to that in the next episode.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that one tomorrow. So be back with us. That one's on Hulu and it's part of their Into the Dark series. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.
So until then, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review us on your podcasting platform of choice. Our theme song is by the Texicano folk rock punk featuring Lita Lopez. You can support the show, find links to our social media, and even leave us a voice message at anchor.fm/MNFTG.
Fun time go!